Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared24 here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the K9 Thunder. The K9 Thunder is a South Korean 155mm self-propelled howitzer designed and developed by the Agency for Defense Development and some Samsung Aerospace Industries for the Republic of Korea Armed Forces, and is now manufactured by Hanwha Defense. K9 howitzers operate in groups with the K10 automatic ammunition resupply vehicle variant. The entire K9 fleet operated by the ROK Armed Forces is now undergoing upgrades to the K9A1 and further upgrade variant the K9A2. It is being tested for production. As of 2022, the K9 series has had a 69% share of the global 155mm self-propelled howitzer market since the year 2000. So yeah, the K9 Thunder here, a pretty cool looking vehicle here, and definitely resembles a lot of that of like the Paladin. But yeah, cool looking vehicle, and I think our first ever South Korean vehicle. I may be wrong on that one, but I don't really recall ever doing South Korea before, and I do definitely think that this is our first time doing that. So if it's the case, welcome South Korea to our lineup of vehicles, and hopefully we'll see some more from them in the future. Now, pretty cool design. We do have both the kind of transitory version you can see in front of us and also this angled gun version that will be available in this tutorial. So whatever one you are looking forward to doing, you will have this available. So you have basically the firing position and then also just the, again, as I mentioned, standard kind of transitory version. So those will be both available in this tutorial. However, though, let's go ahead and move in here to take a look at the K9 Thunder. So, starting off with our stationary one, we do have the gun just kind of at a straight, horizontal elevation here. It's also mounted, has the kind of stabilizer here for the gun to help support it and all that stuff. And then we have the firing position one, which has the gun actually up at an angle and kind of looks like it's in a firing type of position. So you can have some kind of playability with it and make some cool scenes or something like that with some artillery batteries firing or something. But yeah, for the vehicle itself, pretty cool detail. We have obviously the big vent area over here over where the engine presumably is, the driver's compartment. Then you have the big turret itself, which takes up the whole back portion here. The vehicle has a mounted 50 cal machine gun up on top here. Some various hatches, little optics and stuff like that for the crew. And on the back here we have just basically some racks here for carrying, I guess, additional cargo or maybe the gear of the tank crew that operate this. Have a hatch right here in the back of the turret, as well as the hatch down there, I imagine, for the crew to embark and disembark the vehicle from. Overall, pretty interesting vehicle, has a lot of good detail on it, and should be a fun build to add into your worlds, and kind of our first ever Korean modern vehicle as well. So also really cool to welcome them to our tutorial world. Anyways, though, without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer, we'll be going ahead and starting with layer 1 here for the build. Now, one thing I do want to go ahead and mention is that we will be building this tutorial without the gun, and we'll be going ahead and having two sections at the end of the video dedicated to basically building the gun in either the firing position or the transitory version, which we have here in front of us. So again, that will be an option for you guys in this tutorial to either build the gun raised up or to have it kind of just facing straight forward. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and dive into this build. Our first layer here is going to be layer 1. We will be going ahead and start with a nether brick slab here and then a nether brick top slab coming off of that. We're going to go then take our shulker boxes. We're going to place down a black shulker box sideways, two polished black stone stairs, a narrow black shulker box, two polished black stone stairs, a black shulker box, two polished black stone stairs, and a narrow black shulker box sideways, followed by a nether brick slab and a top slab like that to go and finish it off. We're going to go then place down item frames here on the sides here of the shulker boxes, as well as green stained glass paints in those item frames, and then dark oak wood buttons here on the side of those shulker boxes. We then want to go ahead and take our dark prismarine slabs. We're going to go ahead and go off this nether brick slab here with a row of 5 of those slabs going over. And on the back here, we're going to go and go to this nether brick slab, and we're going to do the same thing, a row of 5 over. We're going to go ahead and then basically copy our same track design that we did over on the other side, just over here to this side. So I'm going to go and do this a little bit quicker, as I've already covered the other side in detail, and really we're just repeating the same pattern and same design. So just like that. We'll then go ahead and place down an item frame on these shulker boxes, and then a green stained glass pane in those item frames. And We already did it over here, and we're going to place down our dark oak buttons on the side there of the shulker boxes as well. Again, just note that those item frames and buttons are only able to be placed together for Java players. If you're not on Java, then you will have to go ahead and just place down the item frame and disregard the button. After that is all done, we're going to go ahead and fill the inside here with dark prismarine. And just like that, we have a nice solid base built in. We'll then go ahead and go to the rear here of the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood fence gate that's going to come off the sides here. A zombie head in the very center, an item frame to the side there of the zombie head, and then in those item frames, we're going to go ahead and place down a tripwire hook like this, rotated and facing downwards. After that is all done, we're going to go ahead and then go to our polished blackstone stairs here, and the final part of this layer is to be going ahead and making these banners. These banners are really simple to make. It's just going to involve 4 black dye and 2 green dye. You're gonna, 2 green banners. You're gonna go ahead and take your 2 green banners. You're gonna put them into your loom. You're gonna go ahead and take your black dye. You're gonna split each banner in half with black on one side of the banner and black on the other side of the other banner. So you're gonna have black on the left side and green on the right side for one banner, green on the left side and black on the right side for the other. The last step is just go ahead and take a black dye, and you're gonna go ahead and put a line that goes through the center for both banners. And that's really all you need to do. You're going to go ahead and then take these banners, and you're going to go ahead and place them down the sides here of the polished blackstone stairs, just like this. And you're going to have that so the green's facing toward each other to go ahead and complete your tracks. So that is all you need to do, and that right there is going to conclude everything we have there for layer 1. Here's an aerial overview what it should look like from the top-down view, and with that we'll be going ahead and diving into our next layer, which will be layer number 2. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a green shulker box like this, and we're going to go ahead and place down an item frame, then a cobweb on the side there, and a dark oak button again for Java players. We'll do the same thing over here as well. So we have our item frame, our cobweb, and our dark oak button. So like that. We then want to go ahead and place down a mossy cobblestone wall on both sides here on the inside, and then a row 3 of green stained glass paint that's just going to connect the both sides together. We then want to go ahead and grab green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 5 across, and then we're going to place down a nether brick top slab on both ends, like that. We then want to place down another row of 5 of green terracotta across, and we're going to go ahead and then take our nether brick top slabs, and we're going to go back from this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Top slabs back, and same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now after that, we're going to go ahead and then place down a green shulker block, or rather actually, we'll just place down a green terracotta block here. We're going to place down an item frame here on the side, a green stained glass pane, and then a dark oak button again for Java players, and same thing over here on this side. So like so. We're going to go ahead and then place down a mossy cobblestone wall, coming off the side here, and then a zombie head coming off that wall. We then can also take a dark oak wood sign, so we'll go ahead and grab one from our creative menu here, and we're just going to place down a dark oak wood sign on the side there of those walls as well. Then behind the walls, we're going to place down a green terracotta block. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark prismarine stair. We're going to place down a dark prismarine stair like this to both sides, then a strip spruce wood block here in the center, a row of 3 behind that, and then a green terracotta block to both ends. Now at this point in time, we can go ahead and then fill in the whole inside here. As we will not be doing an interior for the build, we can go ahead and fill this in, as it is basically just going to be this empty space. Again, you can leave some space open here if you do want to do an interior. However, for this tutorial, we will not be doing an interior, so we're just going to go ahead and fill that in as we did there. We're going to go ahead and also grab ourselves some dark oak trapdoors, and on the front here, we're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor on those shulker boxes, as well as an item frame on those 2 glass panes there, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a tripwire hook in the glass panes, or rather in the item frames, and we're going to go ahead and then have losing my train of thought here, the tripwire hook facing downwards. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the back here with our dark oak trapdoors on the side of those green terracotta blocks. Now with that complete, for our wheels here for the vehicle, we're going to place down an item frame on the side of this 3rd nether brick slab back, and then we're going to go and place down a green terracotta block in the item frame and a dark oak wood sign if you're on Java. We're going to skip back to our 3rd space back, another item frame, or then the same design like that, and again we're going to skip back 3 spaces and do the same design. So we have something that looks like that there for the side. We're going to go ahead and do obviously the same thing over here on the left side as well. So it's going to look like basically this on both sides. and just like this. And once you have that all done, that right there is going to conclude everything we have there for layer 2. Taking a look at it from the top down view, this is what we should have with that layer complete. Anyways though, with that all done, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next layer, which will be layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark prismarine stair on top of this glass pane. If you are not planning on building the transit version, and you want to have the gun extended upwards, I would recommend placing down just a dark prismarine slab instead of that stair. Again, you can either choose the slab or the stair depending on what version of the gun you're building. Anyways though, once you have that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 dark prismarine slabs out to the sides. And also coming off that stair, if you do have it placed, we are going to place down a tripwire hook as well. So it should look like that. We then want to place down a dark prismarine stair to both sides. We're going to place down an item frame coming out the front there of the stairs, as well as a dark hooked sign on the side there of the stairs. In the item frame itself, we're going to go ahead and place down a white bed that's going to be rotated sideways. So like this to both sides, and then a dark hooked sign on the front here of the stair, again for Java players. We're going to go ahead and take our spruce, our dark prismarine slabs. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3. And then a spruce wood slab here in the middle, and then 1, 2, and 3 over, like so. We then want to place down 2 green terracotta blocks right there, followed by a green stained glass pane. And then right here, again, it's going to be depending on what version of Minecraft you're on. If you're on Java, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4 pistons. If you're not on Java, instead of the pistons, I would recommend going ahead and placing down the end portal frames. So again, you can either use the end portal frames or the pistons, again, depending on what version you're playing on. We're going to go ahead and place down our piston or end portal frame right here, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down a green shulker box, and then another piston or end portal frame, and then a green terracotta block. We then want to go ahead and grab our deep slate tiles. We're going to place down 1 and 2 blocks over, and after those 2 blocks, we're going to go ahead and then place down our green terracotta block. We then want to place down 1, 2, and 3 deep slate tiles, and then 1, 2, and 3 over again. Again, we'll place down 2 green terracotta blocks on this side, and then we'll place down 2 rows of 3, bring us out to the other side there. We're also going to go ahead and grab levers, and on the side of the piston there, and the green terracotta block on the right side, we're going to place down levers. And we will go ahead and then also grab a dark oak sign, and we're going to place it on the side here of this piston or the end portal frame, whichever you have placed. Then we're going to take our green terracotta, we're just going to build a row green terracotta back all the way to this rear block here, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. We then want to place down an item frame here on the ends of those blocks, and in that item frame we're going to go ahead and place down a red apple. We then want to place down a green terracotta block here to both sides, followed by a dark prismarine upside down stair, a stripped spruce wood block here in the middle, and then a row of 3 of stripped spruce wood across. After that is done, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak fence on top of this wall here, and we're going to have that opened up toward the green terracotta block. And we then want to go ahead and place down a zombie head on the side of this green, or on this side of this dark prismarine stair, and then a tripwire hook come off that center spruce wood block. And after that is all done, if you are on Java, we can also go ahead and add some little fenders here by placing down a green carpet on top of that trapdoor. Just a note, Java will be the only ones that can place down an item frame and a glass or a carpet in the same block space. So just keep that in mind, and that's why we're able to do that for Java players only. We'll then take our green terracotta, and we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 5 across this space here. And the rest of the space here is left open to interior. However, we are going to go ahead and just fill it in for the sake of the tutorial. So again, this will get completely filled in. Now, after that is all done, that is all we have here for this layer. Just trying to make sure we're not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So taking a look at it from above here, this is what we have from the top-down view, and that is going to conclude layer number 3. With that, let's move on to layer number 4. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to get started with here, we're going to place down an item frame on top of this block here, a iron bar in the item frame rotated kind of at an angle like so, and then we're going to place down a total of 4 more item frames going back, and we're going to have 4 iron bars in those item frames like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a zombie head here on top of this shulker box, as well as a flower pot to both sides of it. We're also going to go ahead and place down a spruce wood trapdoor here, and then a redstone repeater with the notches spread apart directly after that, so it's going to look like that there. Once we have that all done, we want to go ahead and then place down a black concrete block that's going to be located in this spot here. We're going to go ahead and then go forward from that with a dark prismarine top slab. Then to the sides, we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and then a green stained glass pane directly after that. Behind those walls, we're going to place down green terracotta blocks, and then going back from the glass panes, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 mossy cobblestone walls. Same thing will be done over here on this side. The space in between these last walls here, we're going to take a green terracotta block, we're going to place down 2 on the sides there, and in this middle space, we're going to place down a stripped spruce wood block, like so. We then want to go ahead and take our green terracotta, and we're just going to go ahead and fill the inside in here with our green terracotta blocks. Just like that. After that is all done, on the side here of the mossy cobblestone walls to the sides, we're going to go ahead and place down item frames, and we can go ahead and then place down some iron tools in those item frames. So for me, I have just some iron tools, so some axes and some shovels that we're just going to place on both sides. After that, we want to go ahead and then grab some dark oak wood fence gates, some zombie heads, and some end rods. We're going to place down a fence gate coming off this wall here, and this green terracotta block, and same thing over here on this side. Coming off those fence gates, we're going to place down zombie heads. In between the fence gates, we're going to place down end rods, and in between the zombie heads, we're going to place down another fence gate. So it's going to look like this here on the back. And lastly, we'll go ahead and grab a dark oak wood button, and we're just going to place it coming off the side here of this block. After that is all done right there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for that. And we'll go ahead and, for Java players, we're going to go ahead and grab our debug stick. So for Java players, we're going to go ahead and type in the command /give at p Minecraft :debug. My bad, not L. It's going to be debug _stick. So this command right here, by pressing enter, you'll get this debug stick, and we're going to go ahead and just go to these pistons, and we're going to go ahead and just right click them like that. And what it does, it gets rid of that wood portion and makes this really nice design here for the sloping of our armor. The end stone portal frames do give you the same effect with the height, and they kind of blend in with the vehicle a little bit. I just overall like the look of pistons a little bit better, so that is why I went ahead and chose them over that. So again, it doesn't really matter too much, but again, an option there for you guys to play around with. And lastly, we do have some iron bars. So we're going to go ahead and go on top of these levers, and then on top of those iron bars, we're going to go ahead and just very simply place down a zombie head. So again, this will be done on both sides there, like that. After that is all done, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer 4, and with that, let's move on to layer 5. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to begin with, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this top slab right there, and we want to go ahead and then take our green stained glass panes, and we're going to place down 2 glass panes out to both sides. Behind these blocks, we're going to go ahead and just place down another row of 5 green stained glass panes across, and then another green stained glass pane on the sides there. We're going to go ahead and go back from the green stained glass panes on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so all the way back to that wall. On the right side, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to place down 3 glass panes, and then we want to go ahead and grab a shulker box. And we're going to place down 2 shulker boxes, and then again 2 green stained glass panes. Now, you can go ahead and throw the shulker boxes on, as really all they're doing is adding basically some kind of jerry can design on the side of the turret. You don't have to have them, but they're just kind of a nice little detail to include, just to kind of break up the both sides. We're also going to place down a stripped spruce wood block here in the center, and then a dark oak button, and there are 2 green terracotta blocks out to the side. We will need to go ahead and place down a row of green terracotta on the inside here of these glass panes, just to go ahead and fill those, or close those spaces off, and we will also go ahead and just fill this in completely with green terracotta. After that is done, we're going to go ahead and basically do the same thing we did for our racks here, by placing down our dark oak wood fence gates on top of the ones from the previous layer, and also placing down zombie heads coming out the fence gates. So just like that. After that is all done there, that is going to wrap up everything we have here for layer number 5 of the build. And with that, that is going to bring us into our last final layers, which will be layers 6 through 10. Alright guys, moving into our final layers here, we have layers 6 through 10. To go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark prismarine slab here, followed by an item frame, and then a green bed, like so. We're going to go ahead and rotate the green bed so it faces downwards, and then a dark oak wood sign on the side there of that slab. And actually, instead of that slab, it is actually going to be a daylight detector. So just go ahead and make that quick swap there, and it should look like that. Then to the sides here, we're going to place down 2 dark prismarine slabs to both sides. On the left side of the turret, so this side here, we're going to place down a smoker, then a dark prismarine stair back from that smoker, a green banner on the side of that smoker as well, and we then want to go ahead and place down 2 spruce wood slabs back. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 4 of dark prismarine slabs along the space here. Then we're going to place down a dark prismarine slab right behind that daylight detector, and then we're going to place down 3 spruce wood slabs. We're going to then place down another dark prismarine slab like that, followed by a dark oak Fensky here, and we're going to open that up toward the front. We're also going to place down a slab here to the side, like so, and then one more slab back from that. We're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes here, and 2 dark prismarine stairs back to back, like so. We also want to go ahead and grab ourselves some flower pots here. We're going to place down flower pots on top of these 2 shulker boxes. And we're going to go and then grab our dark prismarine stairs, and we're going to place down a row of 5 across this space. We then want to go ahead and place down a dark prismarine slab here in the center, a spruce wood slab to both sides, and another dark prismarine slab to the sides, like that. After that is all done, we then want to go ahead and grab our zombie heads. We're going to place down a zombie head on these 2 slabs. So this slab here, this slab, and then an end rod going up, and then we're going to go ahead and place down 3 iron bars up from those end rods. So like that. After that is all done there, for Java players, we'll be going ahead and grabbing our debug stick again, so we're using that same command. You want to go ahead and grab some kind of block that you can tell apart from the rest of the build. For me, yellow stands out a lot, so we're going to go and use yellow here. What we're going to do here is we're going to place down a block here on both sides of these stairs. We're going to place down a lever on the side of that block, and we're going to go and then use our debug stick here by left-clicking it. We want to go ahead and left-click until we get selected face. We're going to go ahead and set that to floor, and we're going to go and then use our left click again, selected facing, and we're going to go and rotate this so it connects up to that slab. So it's going to look like that there on both sides. We're going to go do the same thing up here on this front section. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So again, we want to go ahead and have this set to floor. Then we'll change our facing, and so it points toward those slabs. We then have it right here on both sides of this sign here, so kind of in this section here where our turret is, or where our main gun kind of connects up. So again, using the same technique, and we're going to go and rotate these so they face toward our dark prismarine slabs. And after we have that all done there, that is going to wrap up those little detail bits. Again, kind of more of a Java only feature. Now at this point, we will be going ahead and building our machine gun that will be located up on top, and this is based off of a 50 caliber one. This is going to be done by grabbing an anvil, a dark oak wood fence gate, a polished blackstone stair, redstone repeater, powered rail, end rod, a chain, and we want to go and then grab ourselves an item frame and a black bed for the time being. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished blackstone upside down stair on top of that fence gate here, a anvil behind that, and then a dark oak wood fence gate coming off the anvil. On the right side here of the stair, we're going to place down an item frame, a black bed rotated sideways, and then we're going to go ahead and also place down a dark oak sign on the side there of that stair. We then want to place down an end rod going forward, followed by a chain. On the other side here, the left side, we're going to place down a dark prismarine top slab, a powered rail, and then a redstone repeater with the notches spread apart like so to go ahead and complete our gun. And once we have that all done right there, that is going to complete that. And the very last thing here for this layer will be to take a dark oak wood trapdoor and place it on top of that smoker. And with that done, that's going to wrap up everything we have there for kind of the main design of the vehicle or the main body. At this point in time, we will be going ahead and moving into our 2 separate sections, which will be covering both the transit and kind of firing position versions of the vehicle. So basically dictating whichever way you want the gun. And again, we have the angled gun, and then we have the gun facing just straight forward, as you can see by my example model we have right to the side of us. So again, you can go ahead and skip ahead to whatever one you want, but we will be going ahead and starting with that transit version, so that gun just facing straight forward. With that though, let's go ahead and dive into that section. Alright guys, so moving into our next section here, we are going to be going ahead and working on that transit gun, which you can see right behind us here. For this gun, very simple, you're going to place down a green terracotta block going forward from this one, as well as a green stained glass pane to both sides. Just keep in note that if you did place down those levers right there on those glass panes for my Java players, you will need to fix that, as those will revert back. So just keep that in mind moving forward. After that though, we want to go ahead and then place down a zombie head on top of that green terracotta block, and we're also going to place down our dark prismarine top slab here on the bottom. We're going to go then take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. We're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate underneath this last wall here on top of that stair, and we're going to open this up toward the front. We then want to go ahead and grab a dark oak wood fence gate, and we're going to place this, or sorry, rather a trapdoor, and we're going to place this around the 3 sides there of the wall. We're going to go ahead and then place down 2 green terracotta blocks forward. We're going to go ahead and grab our mossy cobblestone walls, place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to then place down a deep slate stair, followed by a second stair coming off of it like so. We're going to place down dark oak signs to the side here of the stairs. And we want to go ahead and place down an item frame here on the back of the last stair there with a black concrete block in the item frame. And then a dark oak sign on the side there of that stair again if you're on Java. And lastly, we'll just place down 2 black carpets on top of that to go ahead and make our muzzle brake, and for that finish up our transitory gun. So yeah, that right there is pretty much it for it. It's pretty straightforward and simple to do, and at this point we'll be going ahead and now moving into our kind of angled firing position gun. Alright guys, moving into our next section here, we will be going ahead and covering the kind of firing position version of the gun. To get started with this, we will be placing down a dark prismarine top slab here, and then a zombie head to both sides of that top slab. On top of that, we're going to go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block, and then a glass pane to the sides here of this block. If you are on Java, we can go ahead and use our debug stick here to actually edit the directions here of the glass panes, so that they kind of go in the directions here of the block, and they kind of fill the space in to make it look a little bit more solid. Once you have that done though, this right here kind of depends again on your game version. For Java players, we're going to go ahead and place down mossy cobblestone walls, going up at an angle, and we're going to have a total of 3. If you are not on Java, a good alternative here would be to go ahead and use your dark prismarine stairs, but the mossy cobblestone walls really aren't too bad to use, but the stairs are also a decent option if you are looking for a little bit more of a full design and you don't like the little gaps there between the walls. That's completely alright. The stairs are a good option for you. After that though, we're going to go ahead and build up 2 green terracotta blocks at an angle, and then we're going to go ahead and switch back to our walls, and we're going to go ahead and again do 3 walls going up at an angle like so. And you'll be going ahead and doing the same thing here for the stairs. So the stairs will be using the same technique going up like that. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 deep slate tiles. They're just going to very simply go up like so. Or yeah, full blocks. So it's going to look something like this here. Now, if you are for the stairs, again, it will look pretty cool. It'll kind of connect up there, and that's pretty much all you need to do. However, at this point for Java players, we're going to go ahead and grab our debug stick here, and we're going to go and select the directions here that's going to extend the wall toward the back and toward the front of the vehicle. And we're going to go ahead and just do this basically to each one of these mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to go and right click it so it says north to low. For me it's north. It may be a different direction depending on what orientation you have this vehicle in, but for me it'll be north, and we're going to go and set this to the tall. So it's going to be whatever direction to tall, and you're going to go ahead and basically do this for each one of these walls. Then you'll go ahead and left click again until you have the opposite direction, and we're going to go and do the same technique, going all the way down like so. And once you have that done, it creates basically that look there for the gun, and it creates a really nice design because it has that same kind of angling throughout the entirety of the barrel, but it also, when you look at it kind of head on, it still has that same dimensions, that little with the muzzle brake being a little bit wider, and then the fume extractor here being a little bit bigger as well. So the walls here are definitely the best technique to use, but the stairs are another good option if you are looking for an alternative for a Bedrock Edition player. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude my design here for the K9 Thunder. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be a thing from the side of the build to a link to my channel or this video if this does bring you social media sites. As long as you guys give me credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Thank you guys again, as always, for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.